Hey, welcome back to another edition of Free Exchange of Ideas. All right, so I know I've been out for a couple of days, a few days. Um, it's just been kind of a hectic week, and I apologize for not getting back to you guys earlier. Um, so I found this new. Well, this is from Officer of the Governor, um, and he has been a busy little beaver. There's been a couple of things. This one, and I'm just going to read through it real quickly. This says Governor Newsome announced a significant reduction in freeway shootings across California. I suppose that's true. Here are the numbers, the simple numbers. Let's see. He announced today, this was the 23rd, so today's the 25th, so 2 days ago, 25? Yeah. 2 days ago, he announced a significant annual reduction in the number of freeway shootings in California. It's kind of a funny thing, but I mean, not funny, haha, but just odd. New data released today by the California Highway Patrol shows the number of confirmed freeway shootings in California dropped from 349 in 2022, 349, this time, 49, in 2022 to 274 last year that's in 2023. A reduction of more than 21% from the previous year and a reduction of 38% from pandemic highs. Now I'm going to jump down because I read this whole article, but I want to jump down and read this to you just real quickly. Here we go. Governor Newsome established CHP's Highway Violence Task Force. I think that was part of their job to begin with. To address the rise of violent crimes occurring on state highways, which surged nationally during the pandemic. At their peak, now see, this is funny to me because even at the height of the pandemic, traffic was less than normal by over 50%. Commuter traffic was less than by almost 65% during 2020, 2021. So were we just all pissed off and shooting at each other or trying to run over each other during that period? The ones that were working because everybody else was left to their own devices in their home. So at their peak in California, 2021, 447 shootings resulted in 16 deaths and 88 injuries. I'm going to go back up to this real quickly and said in 2022, there were 349. In this, it says there were 477 in 2021 and 16 deaths, 88 injuries. So I guess that was the pandemic high, 447 shootings. Now that says in California. It doesn't say the Highway Patrol. It doesn't say on our highways. It just says in California in general. So my question is, were we shooting through our walls at our neighbors, or were we shooting at our neighbors, or what the hell is going on there? Or was it just gangs that felt that they were able to run free because we had less police officers, we had less control, we weren't putting people in jail because the jails were full, and we were kicking people loose to lower the amount of people in jail. It didn't seem to matter whether or not they were just a minor drug charge or a gang member who killed somebody, or illegal that killed somebody. That there were several of those that got kicked loose as well. So today, new data shows a 38% reduction in shootings and a 75% reduction in deaths compared to those pandemic highs. But this up here says it's 38% or 21% from the previous year. So, yay. I guess it doesn't say how they did it. It doesn't say at all how they did it. In addition to the reduction in the number of freeway shootings statewide, the new data indicates the number of victims killed and injured in highway violence also decreased. In 2023, 4 individuals were killed. Okay, so that was just this last year. A 60% reduction from the prior year. Additionally, there was an 8% reduction in the number of people injured from 74 to 68 last year, reflecting CHP's increased efforts to investigate and address freeway violence. the number of arrests by the CHP in freeway shootings increased by nearly 9% in 2022. That's not impressive. That's not impressive at all. 9% over arrests, but the difference was 38% in shootings. Again, they don't say how they did it, only that it occurred. Let's see. Governor Newsome is improving public safety in California with his real public safety plan. This is all got a link there, which focuses on strengthening law enforcement response, ensuring perpetrators are held accountable. That's a load of shit. And getting guns and drugs off our streets. No, getting guns out of the hands of lawful citizens. Building on these efforts, earlier this month, the governor called for the creation of new laws to crack down on professional thieves targeting retail businesses and cars. We already have laws on the books specifically for that. He actually changed the law of petty theft, which was at $500. I guess it was $4.99 and below. It was petty theft. Anything above that was a felony. Well, now, currently, that law that he changed stands at $999 as a misdemeanor. And for the most part, if they actually catch one of these people that has less than $1,000, they get a ticket, in essence, and say you got a court date, which they don't show up for, and the police don't track them down. Let's see. Building on these efforts, earlier this month, the governor called for the creation of targeting retail businesses and cars. Yeah, car theft or car break-ins are skyrocketing still because it's cake. It's a 10 to 15 second in and out. That's it. You almost can't get caught doing that. Unless you leave fingerprints or blood or something. Let's see. In 2023, the governor announced the largest ever investment, this is a good one, to combat organized retail crime in California history, an annual 310% investment to combat organized retail crime in California. Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped back up. 310% increase in proactive operations targeting organized retail crime and special operations across the state to fight crime and improve public safety. Let me just say this about that. If you can increase the annual, this is the budget, 310%. If you can increase the budget by 310%, what were you doing before? Because they're talking about investing $1.1 billion over 4 years, which is $250 million a year. That's not a lot of money for the state of California. They like to spend money to fight crime and improve public safety. Now, 310%, $1.1 billion. Do the math. That's what? Less than $350 million a year in this. Actually, take that back. We go to $250 million. That's at 310%. Let's just say 300 to make it easy. Let's see. 250 divided by 3, 25, that's 24, that's 8, 80, or 8, 24, it's 8, yeah, $80 million. It was $80 million, and that sounds like a big number, except we're in California, and California is the third largest state by volume, and the largest state by population at 300. We're 10% of the nation's population. So I think the nation's population is right around $340 million, or 340 million people, and we have about 340 billion people. That can't be right. 340 million people. California has about 10% of that population. What you need to do is just pay for more cops, and train them properly. Because California gets in a lot of trouble on YouTube for how cops treat people, citizens or non-citizens even. They get in a lot of trouble with that, and they spend a lot of money in court to avoid paying out too much money. They settle a lot to these people, and we're talking six figures a lot of the times. So, but again, he never says what exactly that they did in here to cause this reduction in crime on the freeways. So I'm going to call just people finally going back to work and having something to do other than just driving around shooting at people. So, and I got another thing. This is not from Governor Newsome. However, it is from Texas, and it is about the border. Joe Biden is facing pressure from Democrats to take control of the Texas National Guard as Governor Greg Abbott continues to defy the Biden administration's open border policies. Hold on a second. I want you to hear the second paragraph. Democrat Texas Representative Joaquin Castro and Greg Casar, these are U.S. representatives in the House of Representatives in Washington, D.C. They spend almost no time at home in Texas. Issued statements on Tuesday and Wednesday urging Biden to establish sole federal control of the Texas National Guard. After Abbott announced the Texas National Guard will continue to hold the line in Eagle Pass, Texas, will not back down from our efforts to secure the border in Biden's absence. The Texas governor's statement came after the Supreme Court issued a 5-4 ruling. I'm just going to finish the sentence. On Monday, allowing the Biden administration to remove the razor wire fences Texas has used to secure the southern border. Now, that ruling is a temporary order. What they did was they accepted a case from, I am not sure which circuit court this came out of, but they accepted the case, and it is in limbo right now. What they did was, because the court in Texas said, no, you can't remove the razor wire. Texas has a perfect legal responsibility to protect their borders, and if you are not going to do it, then they have a right to do that. So, in the meantime, we're going to wait for opposing arguments, and we're going to hear the case. So, and that's supposed to happen this year at any rate. I'm not a positive win. I am just not positive win. But they haven't just laid down the law. They basically just accepted the case and took away the protection from Texas to take care of their own border and say that the federal government has to take care of it, or just has to remove the razor wire. And they wanted CBP to do it, which is Border Patrol. Okay, so Abbott also noted on social media that the state will continue to secure the border by deploying razor wire to repel illegal immigration, which he said was an effective deterrent against illegal immigration. President Biden pressuring Biden to take action. Castro tweeted, Governor Greg Abbott is using the Texas National Guard to obstruct and create chaos at the border. There's already chaos at the border. He's actually trying to eliminate it, in my opinion. If Abbott is defying yesterday's Supreme Court ruling, POTUS needs to establish sole federal control of the Texas National Guard. That's one way to do it. Casar also released a statement on social media pointing out that he agreed with Castro and claiming that the Texas governor is engaging in political stunts and inflammatory language. I don't see a stunt here. He's trying to protect, not only is he trying to protect his own state, he's trying to protect the United States from what is the largest invasion of illegal aliens in our lifetimes. I mean, we're talking, the amount of people that have come in over the last 2 or 3 years is larger than 15 states' populations. Now, I know Rhode Island is in there, New Hampshire is in there, but 15 states in the United States, population is smaller than the people that came across the border illegally. The Texas congressman also accused Abbott of violating the Constitution. He didn't say anything about Biden or the House of Representatives violating that. He said it's Abbott's fault, in essence. Kassar added, if Abbott is defying yesterday's Supreme Court ruling, POTUS needs to establish sole federal control of the National Guard, Texas National Guard. In addition to the two Texas lawmakers, Beto O'Rourke, there's a winner, a former gubernatorial candidate, criticized Abbott for using the Texas Guard to defy a Supreme Court ruling. And he got that from Biden, actually. He got that step from Biden. He could do it because, well, it's just the Supreme Court and they don't need anything. I don't have to follow them, is what the deal is. I think honestly, I think this is probably the closest we are going to come to an instant new civil war. If Biden pulls the Texas National Guard, because taking control of them won't just do it. I think he has to pull them out of the state and send them someplace. And then sends in his Border Patrol, his Customs and Border Patrol, CBP, to take down the razor wire and to open the border again, because that's what they're doing. Currently, they have watched multiple, Texas and other observers have watched multiple CBP officers allow or transport in to the states or to Texas illegal aliens, and then to ship them out to other states, not under Texas law. I mean, not under Texas. I think it is law now that once they come in, they get collected. And so the people that they hold in those in CBP facilities get pulled out, put on buses, and sent to other places. So technically, everybody that's there doing that, CBP, Texas law, Texas National Guard, is involved in a human trafficking endeavor. I think that the Biden administration started it. Biden administration and the Justice Department started it by just allowing them to come in, and then shipping them off to different states for whatever reason. Obviously, because Texas doesn't want them. They want to protect their homes, which I get. So yeah, I think that's the thing you go after. If you're a Republican in the House and the Senate, and you want to go after Biden for something, the thing with Hunter Biden is too ethereal. Ethereal. Sorry, it's TH, not F. Ethereal. There's not enough connective tissue there to make a really rock solid case. However, human trafficking, there is tons of connective tissue there to make that case. And honestly, if I lived in Texas, I would file a lawsuit against President Biden and his entire administration, because this is all an agreed to proposition by them. CBP, I don't understand, because they can all say, as a matter of fact, when I was in the military, there was a way to avoid an order if the order was illegal and you could prove it. That was the important part. Because let me explain something to you. If you ignore an order or don't follow an order, you will be arrested. Period. At that point, you must prove your case in the military, not the other way around. You're not guilty. You're not innocent until proven guilty, but you're not guilty until proven innocent. It's a catch-22 in there. So you can be arrested, you can prove your case and still lose, because it's military, it's not civilian. On the other hand, if somebody in Texas, several people in Texas, I assume, filed a lawsuit against the Biden administration, President Biden et al., that's a civil case, and we would be forced to hear that case. The courts would be forced to hear that case. And like I said, there's enough connective tissue there to make that case solid, I believe. Newsweek reported the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, addressed the calls for Biden to federalize the Texas National Guard during a Thursday morning interview, which was today. We want to make sure we get something done at the border. But what? But what do they want to get done at the border? What they've proven they want to get done at the border is just to open it and let anybody come in, period. The slower ones will pick off and put in jail or whatever, and then give them a $3,000 gift card and send them someplace to a nice hotel. I don't get that. I need some freaking help. If we weren't spending that money on them, we could spend it on us, or we could pay the debt down maybe a little bit. That'd be a nice change of pace. Let's see. That's why we have been having these conversations with Senate Republicans and Democrats for the past several weeks to come up with a bipartisan agreement to deal with the border. You don't need that. You already have Article 4 of the Constitution. It's your job to make sure the border is solid, period. To make sure that people don't cross the border back and forth illegally, period. Look it up. It's in the Constitution. That's the first set of stuff, the articles. Sorry. The articles. That's the first part of the Constitution decide to tell you what the federal government can and cannot do. Okay? And then the Bill of Rights. While Jean-Pierre said she would not discuss potential actions that Biden might take regarding the situation in Texas, she said, "We have been very clear about it." Okay, hold on. I'm going to read that sentence again because I want you to think about it. While Jean-Pierre said she would not discuss potential actions that Biden might take regarding the situation in Texas, she said, "We have been very clear about it." No, you haven't. The thing you've been very clear about is that you want to let just whoever cross the border. We've had so many people, murderers, sorry, nope, I'm not going to worry about that. Murderers, drug dealers, cartels, Middle Eastern terrorists, and they're not arresting them. They're not redeporting them. They're letting them in. Just letting them in. Let them run. Go, go, go. Think I'm angry? Think I'm wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong. And don't use this just, touchy-feely, oh, but they're human beings. Yeah, they're human beings. But they are the ones who elected to come from over 200 countries from the south up through Guatemala, Mexico, and to the United States. Why did Mexico let them through? Mexico has a really nasty border with Guatemala. Argentina protects their borders pretty solidly. Brazil checks their borders all the time. How is that many people getting through Mexico, literally walking from one tip to the border, and not get arrested, not get deported out of Mexico? Right? Figure that one out. Who's making money there? Right? I know the cartels are making a bank out of there. They make almost as much, I bet, human trafficking as they do with their drugs. Why wouldn't they? We have been very clear about it. She said she would not discuss potential actions that Biden might take regarding the situation in Texas. But we have been very clear about it. About what? What a load of shit. All right, this is running long, and I apologize, but that one really just irks me. I believe that the Biden administration is engaged in human trafficking at the border and other places for, I don't know what for. I honestly don't know. How much money is Biden making off of that? Is that a possibility? Hey, thank you guys for listening. I really do appreciate that. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, and I thought the phone broke. That'd be my luck. And have a great day. Remember, even fluffy bunnies have teeth and claws for a reason. I love y'all. See ya!